Yep, I definitely know I'm late to the races. Every Christmas for the last 3 years, I think I've done like a little Christmas theme thing with lights in it and stuff like that. Here's a little silly snowman I carved out of basswood. Here's a tree I carved last year for a Christmas thing that I never finished. I painted it this year. Fence board cedar Christmas tree. The holes are already in it for lights. Here is the base, and here is a piece of cottonwood, I believe. It's either cottonwood or birch, but I think it's cottonwood, but it might be birch. I'm thinking it's birch because it's got spalting in it, but then again, I just don't know. It might be cottonwood. We will have to see once I start carving it. This is what I'm going to carve today. If it smells like dog poo when I'm starting to carve it, well, when I'm carving it, it's definitely cottonwood. Cottonwood smells like dog poo, or like a farm where the cows and pigs poo. Anyways, this is the base, so we'll worry about that later. This is going to be like a, I don't know, a Christmas house. I cut this out with my bandsaw. You guys could use a fence board for something like this. I've done a fence board before and put lights in it for the house. I forgot to leave a chimney on here when I cut it out with my bandsaw, but we can glue one on later. Now, I think for when I do this, excuse me, when I do this kind of stuff, you know, you're going to be, pretend this, well, let's get the base back here. This base is cedar too. It's like 2-inch cedar or thicker. When you do the house, the tree, and then the thing, I kind of, you know, it would be on somebody's coffee table or something, then you kind of don't really see the roof. So kind of what I like to do is cut it. So you, my son just stepped up here. 1 second. You just cut it so you can kind of see the roof. So we'll go over that in a minute. So I got a lot of carving to do here. Question for all you subscribers out there. I just had a thought. Do you think I talk too much when I'm doing these things, like before I start carving? Or should I just start carving and not talk so much? I can talk when I'm doing a voiceover. What do you guys think? Huh? All right, so this is what I got so far. Super soft wood. I thought I was filming at the beginning, but I wasn't. Now, I got this piece of wood when I was getting some cottonwood bark with my buddy Stu. If any of you guys saw that video, remember when I told you when I pretended that there was some mushrooms in the forest and Stu came running over there? But there wasn't mushrooms, it was just a pine cone. This is a piece of wood that I found there. So those in that area, there's aspen wood or there's cottonwood or there's pine. This is definitely not pine. It's not birch. It does not smell like dog poo or a farm or a pig cow poo. Normally, the cottonwood that I find on the beach smells like farm poo, but this was not found on the beach, so the ocean water makes it smell like the dog poo. And I see the pinkish color. Did I say this already? See the pinkish color right there? That makes me think it's cottonwood. So yeah, this is cottonwood. It actually carves really nice. Sure does. So, but the cracks, not a big deal. Cracks on your wood carvings, if they're smaller cracks, they don't get too big. It lets people know that it's a real wood carving, not just some piece of plastic junk. You can see how the roof's round here now, then that's good enough for me. You can see here that this shape is a bit different than this shape. Perfect. I want this thing to look like a fluffy, snowy Christmas fluffy fluffer thing. Yeah, looks kind of fluffy right now, doesn't it? Yeah. So anyways, I stopped with the roof. I got to draw on a door somewhere here, and a window. And yes, it's not to scale. The snowman will probably be, where is that snowman gone? Anyways, the snowman will be up to about here on it. So I don't know. Snowman's taller than Santa would be. I carved my first wood spirit with a knife last and some gouges last night. But here's a piece of basswood from knife carving. Makes for a great toothpick. Nice and thin. Get between those teeth. So, where do you want to put your... I can see this crack goes here all the way up here. Let's see if it goes on the back. So, you know this crack goes all the way through. Let's see here. Right here. To the front, and it goes up here. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about cracks, so I could offset the door over here. Have it here away from that crack. But maybe that's a good way to hide that crack if you put your door right there. So let's just continue with the center line. Well, that crack is our center line. So this is just, see that crack? There was a crack right here. See how I put that line on the crack? Because that's a good way to hide the crack. Because they're going to cut deep there, right? Take the wood away from the door. You know, you can do these really professional, but we can have it kind of going up like this to kind of match the roof. I think that's nice. I think that's a nice touch. Then gonna have the bricks or whatever, snow. I really thought about carving an igloo this year, but maybe next year. So there's my door. Now the window. Where do you want to put the window? You want to put the window here? Put the window there. Well, you can put the window in the center. You could put two windows in there if you want. How am I going to do the window? I think I'm going to do the window like, you don't want this piece to like, this is sharp, but we'll make it fluffier after. Like it just snowed. Just put a window right here. Give it a weird shape, kind of. And this can kind of go like this. So I'm going to get my Kutzall, not my Kutzall, yeah, my Kutzall flame burr. That's just what I started carving with here. You guys want to get these Kutzalls, just go to the description below. Take you to the Kutzall site. Buy them, save yourself 5%. Use code CFusion. I'm going to go on the outside of this door and remove the wood around it. Make this, the bricks or whatever they are in here, make it pop out. So remove the wood around here, then remove the wood inside. Okay, now remove the wood. See, what you want to, what I'm trying to do is get rid of all my cut bumps. Just keep removing the wood. See how this door is sticking off now? See that? See this line right here? Just feather it away. Anyways, here I am. Now also at this point, I like to get rid of all my pen marks. Now I'm always carving. See, this is still the Kutzall Extreme Flamer. I'm always carving at full speed. The Dremel's always, I'm running a Dremel 4000. The Dremel's always maximum. But sometimes I go harder to the touch or I go lighter to the touch. But these burrs cut better always at full speed. Harder or softer. See, I'm going really light right now. So I just want to stop this carving process and talk about safety for a minute. This is a Fordham foot pedal. It's a plastic one. Now, this is what I would use for my Dremel or my Fordham. I use all foot pedals for my rotary tools. Now, my Fordham pedal was, pretend this is my Fordham pedal and this is my Dremel pedal, all right? My Fordham pedal was so close to my Dremel pedal, I'd always step on the Fordham pedal by mistake, and the Fordham would go off. Now, my Fordham is over here, and it hangs down. The shaft is so long, it hits the floor, okay? And it's right by where all these cables are. So when I was about to start carving again, I hit the pedal, I heard a psh, and I looked over, and I seen a spark in the floor where the Fordham rubs when it goes off. So that this shaft hangs so long. When I hit this Fordham pedal by mistake, this hits the floor. I got a piece of plywood set up there so it doesn't damage the floor. But what happened was this hit the cord, and it's been doing it over some time now. So yeah, I'm thankful that I stopped, and I said, man, I got to check that out. I pulled the cords up, and what happened is it kept on hitting the cord. I cut it. Okay, so it kept on hitting the cord. Now this cord somewhere sparked. I can't really see where it did, but it did somewhere along the line. So I cut it. So I got to fix this. So I think it's always important. I'm not preaching here, but I think it's always important to stop before you carve. get the dust off all the power stuff, and always look at your cords. Make sure come on, it's almost Christmas time, right? This could have easily started a fire. So just take the time to, when you're working with power tools, take the time to know that everything's safe and you're not going to burn your house down and burn yourself. I've been burnt really bad. I got skin grafts on my legs, and it's definitely not fun. Why do you think Satan's in hell and it burns? Because, well, it's probably the most painful thing there is to have happen out there. So just always check your power stuff and be safe. That's the number one thing. You're dealing with power, so always, once in a while, maybe once a week, double check and go over everything. And I'm going to start doing that more often too. All right, so back to the video. This little snowman, I cut it off the block. I drilled a hole in the bottom for when I need to mount it. I'm going to carve my little nose. It'll look better. Man, look at my buttons that I painted on there. I'm not the best painter. And I drilled some little holes for, put some little sticks in there for the arms. Now, like I said, this whole piece is going to be lit up. So, like, this is what I'm talking about, scale. Like, look how big this snowman is compared to the size Santa would be. Or whatever. This could be a little gnome home or whatever. Christmas thing. I had this board cut out for this tree to go here and this to go here. But now, because, oh man, here I go. I kind of made a mistake when I was carving this. I wasn't thinking. I put the window over here because it's going to have a light in it. I should have put it over here to have a light in it. So everything's equal, because you're going to see lights here, down here, light in there. But you won't see any light from over here. So let's see if this will work. Put that there, then a tree there. See, I didn't want this tree overhanging the edge, because, well, I wanted the tree kind of hang. Bottom line is I'm going to have to carve in another window. I'll just carve it in friggin' down here. So, lesson be learned. Always, when you're doing something like this, always plan your stuff. Oh, better. I'll carve it in another window. Okay, so when I was doing the carving there, I don't want to do a quick voiceover, but I did an undercut. Like you see this bit here, I did it with the Dremel Extreme Taper Burr, but you see under how deep it goes underneath there. So you do your cut, then you remove the wood, smooth it all out. That gives you good shadows. That separates the roof from the house. Does that make sense? The door frame's attached to the house. The windows are attached to the house. But you see that shadow from that undercut there? Anyways, onto the roof. I'll be using this cheap Chinese 3-point cutter. All right, so the shingles. So I don't know how well you guys are going to see this pencil, but for me, doing these kind of shakes, that'd be like wooden shakes. They don't have to be perfect. Like the more kind of, let's see here. You can make them kind of like bent and stuff. Give them some little movement. So they're not, it's fat. This is a fantasy thing, right? So why does everything need to be perfect? Show me a real friggin' thing in the North Pole. The real house. Well, anyways, you guys understand I hope you understand my point. So this, make them kind of just wrap around here. Now, there should be some caps here, but you know what? Let's just, like if it was got a real roof, it would be ridge caps right here. But it's all right. We don't need to have that. And I probably won't even give this thing a chimney. Doesn't need it, but it would be cool. Okay, so that's that. There's our roofing. Now, this 3-point cutter, these things I hope this thing's not dull. These things get dull pretty fast. Now when I'm cutting these, because you want this one to overlap this one, I'm trying to hold my Dremel not straight in. I'm trying to cut underneath. See this line right here? I'm trying to cut underneath that line. And see how flat I got my burr? Because if you cut it like this, then you got to remove the wood below it. Then you got to come back and do an undercut. But if you try and cut underneath the shingle at the same time and hold your burr really flat to the piece, let's see. You see that? Now I don't really have to remove much wood down here, and I already got it because I'm going to pull out the wood burner after. Maybe I should turn on my dust collector table. Nope. And see how I brought them up and under from here? So this one won't have a fascia board. Out of the other side. I did the easier side first. Which I should have done the harder side first. I'm going to get rid of this top one here. Okay, so that's all cut in. So now you just stagger them like bricks. Man, we got some bad lighting today. There you go. All right. You can smooth, you can see how, sorry, I know I'm rushing, but you see how holding this, not, hold on. So see how holding this not straight in and do the undercut? See that? Now I don't have much wood to remove there. So that's what we got so far. This wood is really nice to carve. It's super soft, not fuzzy. I did sand it a bit with my flapping sander because I'm going to do some wood burning here now. I'm going to burn all these shakes with my wood burning pen. Burn all these shakes in. I carved around, it's just some to look like some, I know I said it's supposed to be soft, but whatever. I carved some rocks around here, and same with the windows too. I got this window done in there. So the next step is to do some wood burning. And, well, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll do it in a bit.